Love should be easy. Why should it not?
Alright, got called out by Miriam to chug. And then I also got called out last week by Ryan and Cody. They said they wanted to see me chug Light Horse. So that's what we're gonna do. Little Light Horse IPA. All mosaic. So here we go. Cheers, guys. Hey guys, it's kegging day. We're kegging up some Res Dog Blonde, and here behind me, we're also washing some kegs and just getting some Res Dog ready to send it out for distribution. Here's the issue we have. So right there is some of what we're sending out. The pallet on the far end will be completely full. It's a lot of kegs when there's a pandemic. So we canned all we could, or all the cans that we had. The rest has to go in kegs. Some of it will stay in the tap room, but with the pandemic, the tap room's slow as well. So I gotta get out and find some homes for these kegs.
Love should be easy. Why should it not? When all you want is to be loved, is to be loved. But love ain't easy. You taught me that. I let you in, now you want out, now you want out. I don't understand why you hurt me. I don't understand why you wanna let me down. Can't understand. Was it all worth it? You play me good just for a rush, just for a rush. So now I wrote a song about us, with tears running down my face.
Hey guys, I'm in Tulsa today at Andolini's, and we are meeting with these guys about a pint night. So we're gonna have a pint night at all the Andolini's Tulsa locations on September the 29th. So I hope all you guys will come out to Tulsa and check that out. But we're gonna get a couple beers permanently on tap at these places too. So nothing like Skydance beer and some pizza. Hope you guys come out here and check it out. Okay guys, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to talk about how to drink beer in the morning without it being taboo, which, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter, morning, evening, whatever. So what I do on Sunday mornings is we like mimosas, and I like to do a Beermosa. So I'm gonna use some champagne, orange juice, and some Fancy Dance. Another good beer would be Light Horse. To me, any New England IPA would be a great choice for a Beermosa. A lot of people, when they do a Beermosa, they would do just the champagne and beer. And I like to do champagne, a little bit of orange juice, and then top it off with the beer. So I think I like to use Fancy Dance over Light Horse just because we're mixing so many things here. that the lighter body on Light Horse might kind of get lost a little bit in this deal. So just a little bit of champagne, a little bit of orange juice. I don't have measurements. I just pour it in. And then top off with a little fancy pants. Stir it if you want. Just the fact that we're pouring it gets it mixed up pretty good, as long as you put the champagne in first. So that's pretty good. You could top it off with an orange, maybe something like that. So cheers. So earlier this week we had my friend Mike Hearn come over to the brewery and visit. Mike has a podcast called This is Oklahoma, and you guys should really check that podcast out. He interviews a lot of really interesting people from Oklahoma, whether it's business owners, leaders, actors, actresses, athletes, just people that really he finds interesting in Oklahoma. And there's some wonderful episodes. It's one of my favorite podcasts. So I'll actually put when he puts so he interviewed me and we talked about Skydance. When he posts that, when that goes live, I'll put a link to that in all of our social media outlets. So be on the lookout for that. That was a lot of fun. But anyways, here's just a few little clips of him interviewing me at the brewery the other day.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike Hearn here, host, back with another episode. First episode, I'd say first, it's not. Second episode with a beer brewing company, person, brewer, thing, whatever you call breweries, right? You're a brewer. Yeah. Little bio, Jake's the founder of OKC's first Native American owned craft brewery, Skydance Brewing Co. Go follow them on Instagram, all social media, that's down below as well. And also his podcast is called Brewed with Hustle, entrepreneurial business and leadership podcast. Another thing, which I'm looking at the about section in your LinkedIn profile, which is always the best place to find things. And it says Native Business Magazine Top 50 Native Entrepreneur recipient. When was that?
Last year, so it's been about a year ago. Yeah. So
it's not something you just had in college, and you're like, I'm going to put that on there.
No.
That's what my LinkedIn is full of, like some random things I just had in college.
Yeah. So Native Business Magazine was started by Gary and Carmen Davis. Mm-hmm. So have you ever seen the movie The Indian in the Cupboard?
I have not.
Okay, so it's when I was a kid, it was a huge movie here in the States, and so it was basically this little Native American toy that this kid put it in a cupboard and then opened the door and it came to life. Okay. And so as a kid, it was great, right? And so Gary Davis was the little Indian in the cupboard. And so he's a rapper, entrepreneur. But he started Native Business Magazine as a way to promote Native American businesses. And their very first edition of Top 50 Native Entrepreneurs, they had me in the top 50. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is, especially the first one, right?
Yeah. Okay, guys, back to some Untapped reviews for you guys. So we're going to start off with somebody, they just called themselves BA, and they were checking in at Roosevelt's in Tulsa, which is one of our great clients, accounts up in Tulsa, where you can usually catch a lot of our different beers on tap. So they were drinking Sovereign Nation and gave it a 3.5. They said it's light, less flavor than I thought it would have, but enjoyable nevertheless. So the reason I wanted to point this one out is, like we said in this vlog, we're going to be honest and show everything. So unfortunately for us at the Brewers Union, we're a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to brewing imperial stouts or double IPAs, that kind of stuff. And so the equipment that we're using makes it kind of tough to brew Sovereign Nation the way we really intended for it to be done. So it's only 10% ABV. When we brew it in our new location next year, the goal for that beer is to be somewhere around 12 to 12.5% ABV, which will totally change the body, the flavor, everything will change about that beer. So, but anyways, we still appreciate people drinking the beer. We still think it's a really good beer. And thanks for checking in on Untappd, and thanks for going out to one of our accounts and drinking our beer. What are you drinking, sweetie?
Mimosa.
A mimosa.
Mimosa.
All right. Do you have an Untappd review for us?
Yes. So this comes from Austin. He was drinking the DDH Fancy Dance with Sabro. His comment is, I love Sabro and I'm thrilled to see the increasing popularity of Sabro. This beer is delightful. Probably my second favorite Sabro beer so far, after Sobranos Rough-Tail Vanessa collab. Skydance is on the way toward becoming one of Oklahoma's elite breweries. He gave it a 4.5 stars.
Okay, and the last one that we have comes from Brandon W. Gave Fancy Dance a 4.25 and said it's a solid New England from an unknown Oklahoma brewery. So we appreciate it, Brandon. Thanks for checking in on Untappd. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring up this one is to get some feedback from you guys. So I don't know, we hear a lot of times when somebody has our beer for the first time, especially if it's Fancy Dance and they really liked it and they thought it was like one of the best New England IPAs they've had, we hear a lot of times the term unknown brewery. So I don't know, what do you guys think we need to do to become more known, more awareness out there? I don't know if it's just time. You know, we've only been around a year and a half, but we are proud of Fancy Dance. We do feel like some of our beers are some of the best beers in Oklahoma. So I don't know, you guys tell me, what do you think? What do you think needs to happen in order for Skydance to become more well known, and in order for Fancy Dance to become more well known as one of the best New England IPAs? So thanks for checking in on Untappd, Brandon. You guys keep checking in, leave a comment, and maybe we'll put you on the next vlog. Okay, so the last thing this week, I know everybody keeps asking questions about the new building. So nothing's changed. We're still on the same timeline we were before. It's just we're kind of in this stage of where things just don't happen all the time, right? And when things do happen, then we'll post information about that. But we're still on pace to be brewing in the new building somewhere around the end of this year, December-ish, maybe beginning of next year, with the tap room opening shortly after that. We've done some permitting. You know, our building is a part of a bigger project, and so permits have been filed and everything for the overall project, and then now we've started filing permits just for our the brewery part. So we're still on pace. Everything's still going as planned. There's no delays. I've heard a rumor that our project got put on hold. I don't know where some of these things come from. So that's not the case. We're moving right along. So right now, what some of the stuff I'm working on is Bobby's really in charge of the tap room. So she's working on design, the look, and the feel. She's working with the architects on just some of the final details of where things should be placed in the tap room. You know, what shape the bar is going to be, that kind of stuff. I'm working hard with our contractor on just some of the basic layout in the brew house, in the brewery. There's a couple of things I'm just debating about. You know, the plan before used to be that we would brew on the 15-barrel brew house, and then small batches would be brewed on this little, half barrel or 1 barrel, almost like a homebrew type setup. But, you know, that's just not gonna work. Like, if we have the traffic in the tap room that we feel like we're going to have, then honestly, you know, spending a whole day brewing a beer that's only gonna yield a keg or two, that's gonna be gone in a day or two in the tap room. So it's not worth the time that you put into that. So we need a bigger pilot system. So the choices are, we either get a couple 7-barrel tanks, and then we just brew half batches, and those are one-off, small batch, test, pilot, whatever you want to call it. mainly stuff that's served in the tap room or small can releases, or we get a pilot system, but the pilot system needs to probably be, 3.5 barrel system. So we didn't really count that into our budget. The loan that we've received for this project does not include that. Now, if we're not going to get 2 7-barrel tanks, that frees up a lot of money. And then there's some areas on equipment where we could free up a little bit of money to buy that. So I think what we're leaning towards right now is getting like a Blickman 3.5 barrel brew system. And so that will play into some of the layout for construction in the brew house. That's where we're at. We're just making some of those final little choices, little decisions. We're gonna start buying and ordering equipment, the brew house, the tanks, pilot system, canning line, all that stuff here over the next couple of weeks. That's where we're at. Everything's still moving forward. We're still on pace to, be brewing in there by the end of the year. Now that doesn't mean that things aren't going to come up. There's always delays. I've never seen a brewery open when they expect it to. So you got the city and the state and the federal government. And you got all these entities with all this red tape that can slow things down. So that's where we're at. Tomorrow or next week we have 2 meetings, I believe, with our architects. So now things are starting to kind of speed up. That's why I wanted to bring that up in this meeting or in this video, was just to kind of point out that coming up in the next future episodes we'll be showing a lot more of that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys on the Skydance vlog next week. Thanks for watching.